Hi there, I'm Courtney Brickner, the owner of the Crafty Brick, and I'm very excited to be here today to show you one of my favorite projects to make. It's a peekaboo wine glass. So the one that we're going to be making today is food, wine, and family time. And the fun thing about these glitter glasses is they have a little something hidden on the inside. So when you're finished drinking your wine, you can see the little message that's revealed. This one actually has thankful written on the inside. So we're making a Thanksgiving peekaboo wine glass. But some of the other ones that I've made in the past include some fun Halloween ones. This one says smashed, birthday queen, and then it's got birthday crowns on the inside. This merry and bright with lights on the inside. It's just a fun gift to give people that enjoy drinking wine and having a little fun with what they're drinking it out of. So we're gonna be making that today. I am going to show you how to make food, wine, and family time because not everyone has the luxury of being with their family for Thanksgiving. So what we're going to be making today is the family time. And we're also going to be doing it with multiple colors. This one that I made previously just has red on the inside, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to have some fall colors on the inside of the one we're going to do today. And I'm going to show you how to do multiple colors at the same time instead of having to switch your mat out each time you want to change colors. And I'm also going to show you how to use the snap mat feature. I'm really excited to show you all of these things, and let's get started. So to start our project, we're going to open up Design Space and then import the image that you've already downloaded. And then we'll open up on our canvas and we're going to change this, unlock right here with the size, and we're going to change it to 10.8. I included the family and the family just so you can decide which one you want to make. And you'll notice that the thankful is backwards, and that is by design because that's going to come in handy when we place it on the glass. But since we're not working with everything right now, we're going to go ahead and ungroup it. And we're going to take the family one and go ahead and attach it and hide it because we're not going to be making that one today. So we'll take the family one, which is what we're making, we'll still attach it so that it can all be together. For the word thankful, we want it to all print in different colors, but we don't want each letter to print on a different color mat. So we want to make it all one. So we're going to go ahead and attach it, and it will place it all together so it will cut all exactly where we need it. So now we're ready to send it to the mat. We're going to hold off on this one, and we want to set this second mat up so that everything is in the right location. So we're going to see where each letter is and look at that on the mat, and then we're going to put each color, how it corresponds with each letter on the mat, and then we're going to go ahead and cut it. If you happen to accidentally click somewhere and the grid lines disappear, it's okay. You need them in order to do the colors in the right spot, so make sure you just click on the word and then the grid lines will pop back up where they need to be. All right, I've got all my strips cut. I did just over 1-inch strips because I like the option of being able to make a lot of glasses at one time. But you don't have to use the long strips, you can just cut what you need. But these are all strips, and I'm looking at my computer to see exactly where each strip should be placed. And then I'm just going ahead and adding all of those. So I'm just going to place all of these, and then I'll be back. Okay, all of my colors have been placed on the mat and they are in the right spot, so they're ready to cut. And if you just want to make sure that everything is where it should be, you can use the snap mat feature on your mobile device, and I'll show you how to do that. Let's open up Cricut Design Space on your mobile device and then click the design that we're working on and click Make It. It will open up on your canvas, and we're not working on that part right now, so let's move to the second canvas. Click Snap Mat in the bottom left corner. And I find that it works better if you move it down to the floor instead of doing it on the table. It registers the picture, and then it shows you exactly where your placement is of all the letters. If anything is not in the right place, you can go ahead and click unsnap, and then you'll move around your strips and redo the process. Now that we're certain everything's going to cut in the right place, we can send it to the machine to cut. And then we're ready to make our wine glass. Now both our designs are cut and weeded and ready to put on our wine glass. The Thankful has multiple colors, but everything is in the right spot and ready to be placed correctly. The Food, Wine, and Family Time, we're going to do a few cuts on here along the design so that it's easier to put on a curved surface. But I'm going to show you just how to do that. Okay, let's get started. Some of the supplies that we're going to need today: some alcohol and a rag, a little bowl to collect our glitter, and then I'm using this container just as a guide to put my line so I know where I want my glitter to be and I can get the line straight. We've got Mod Podge and a foam brush, as well as a fan brush, some blue tape, marker, and some glitter. So those are the things we're going to use to get started. And the very first thing we need to do, our wine glass, is to make sure that we clean it off with a little bit of alcohol. So I'm going to just spray a little alcohol on my rag here, because we just want to make sure that there's no oils or dust that would prevent our vinyl from sticking. So we just clean off all around here, and we let that dry just a minute. And our next step is taking our wine glass, and then we take our container as our guide and our marker. This is just so that we can get the line straight on here. So I set my marker down, and then I hold it in place and then use my wine glass to spin it around. And then I've got a straight line that I'm going to use as my guide. And then we're going to go ahead and take our tape. Take our tape and follow the line all the way around the glass. So now we know it's a straight line and we don't have to kind of guess where to put it. We put that line there as our guide to help us. And then when you get all the way around back to the beginning, it'll overlap a little bit, and that's totally fine. So you've got your straight line and you know just where you're going to put your glitter. And let's press it on so that we don't get any Mod Podge seeping through the tape. So it's nice and secure on that bottom part. The top doesn't really matter because you're not dealing with that. Okay, next what we're going to do, take a little bit of water and put that in the bottom. It's just a teeny little bit, maybe like an inch from the bottom. This is going to be our guide for our letters. The reason I'm not going to do marker there is because if you did marker, then you're going to see the marker on the inside of the glass when you stick your vinyl on, and we don't want to see the marker. So we're just going to use water as our line for this step and line up our Thankful along the bottom. We want it to be under our blue line and above, right on the water line. Normally I don't use water on the bottom because I'm just putting random designs like these ghosts. You just put them randomly around, kind of evenly spaced, but around the bottom. But this one, I want these letters to all be straight. So that's why I'm using the water to help line these letters up. And to help us keep them straight, since this is a curved surface, we're gonna put little slits just along the bottom and the top of these letters, because that's going to help make this a little bit more giving when we're moving the letters around, and then we'll be able to kind of shift them up and down as needed so that we can get them straight along this line. So I'm just putting little slits along the top and the bottom. I've got my transfer paper here and then my backing on it. So I'm going to remove the backing, and I've got my letters right here. So I'm going to go ahead. I have to get a little bit lower so that I can see the line, and I want to turn it very slowly because I don't want the water moving, because I want this line to be straight. So I'm going to start here, let the water settle because I just moved the glass, and get this line straight on here. And then we continue to turn our glass. Make sure we are hitting the line for all the letters. And sometimes you might have to move the letters up and down, but that's why we've got the slits in it so that it makes it easier to move them. All right, get this one on. Okay, they're all on and lined up. So now, I forgot to get my scraper tool. Now we'll use our scraper tool. We can dump out our water. We don't need that anymore. Use our scraper tool to make sure they're all on securely. And then we'll take off our transfer paper. Okay, we've got the thankful all around the bottom of our glass now. And the reason we did it backwards is because we want the letters to show up the correct way when you look in the glass. That's why I designed it so that the letters are backwards. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is start to do the Mod Podge below the tape line. We're putting our first layer on, and we want to make sure that we're putting on a thin layer, because if it's too thick or you've got clumps, you're going to see that through the glitter on the inside of the wine glass. So we just want to go under here. We're going under the line, under our tape line, and just putting a nice thin layer of Mod Podge all the way around. Okay, and then once you've got all the letters covered, you just want to go around and make sure that you don't have clumps of Mod Podge, that you don't have a lot of brush strokes. You just want really thin brush strokes and all even, because if you don't have it all even, you're going to be able to see that on the inside of your wine glass. So now that it's all covered, now we're going to go ahead and add our first layer of glitter. And we're just going to pour the glitter on. We're using our bowl to collect the excess. You just pour it on and kind of shake it off as you're turning. Now you're going to be able to see the letters through this. Don't worry, because this is just our first layer. We're going to put another layer of glitter on top of this to make sure that the letters don't show through. Because this first layer, you're definitely going to be able to see. A lot of times you're not going to have the easiest time getting the glitter along the edges of the glass. Just make sure that you have all of the glass covered with glitter. So you get it on, go around and check and make sure that you don't have any empty spaces with glitter around there. Shake off the excess, tap it off, and then we're going to let it dry for about 30 minutes to an hour, and then we'll be back and put another coat of Mod Podge and glitter on. Okay, it's been about an hour. I've been letting this dry, and you can see through this glitter right here. So we definitely want to add another layer of Mod Podge and glitter. I typically do 2 layers of glitter. If you want to do more, you certainly can, but usually 2 is good. So what I'm going to do is take my fan brush And I'm just gonna brush off the excess glitter because we're trying to have the least amount of glitter as we can in our Mod Podge when we're using it, the brush. So I shake off the excess glitter, and it's definitely see-through. So we're just going to go ahead and apply our second coat of Mod Podge. And we're going to do a second coat of Mod Podge and a second coat of glitter. So I'm just going to work on that. Okay, I've made sure that the entire thing is covered. I'm shaking off the excess glitter. I'm just checking to make sure all of the spaces have glitter on them, and they do. And I can see the words on the inside. They're a little bit cloudy now because you can still see a little bit the Mod Podge through the glass. So don't worry if it just looks a little foggy for this step. It's going to brighten up after we finish with our next step. And this is when I like to take the tape off. So let me find the edge. Here we go. So I'm going to take the tape off while this second Mod Podge is still wet. And I peel it back, and I want to peel it away like I'm turning. It's folded over quite a bit as I'm peeling. And that prevents you from getting any chips, little gouges out of the glitter. So I continue to just hold it away from me, turn the glass as I peel the tape away. If you do have any little pieces of glitter come out, it's okay. You can just put a little bit more Mod Podge on that spot. You would just use this and put a little bit of Mod Podge on the tip of your brush, and then you put a little bit more glitter. So it's no problem, but we don't have any that came off this time. It's all still straight. So now we're gonna let this dry again for another 30 minutes to an hour, and then we're gonna put on the last coat of Mod Podge. Okay, so we've let this dry about an hour, and we're gonna go ahead and put our last coat of Mod Podge on. First, we're gonna take our fan brush and knock off the excess glitter, because you wanna make sure that you're gonna put on another coat of Mod Podge, because if you were to use the wine glass like this, then every time you picked it up, you'd have glitter all over your hands, and you definitely don't want that. So I'm gonna be using dishwasher safe Mod Podge. You don't have to use dishwasher safe, but I like that one just to be safe. Just in case it gets thrown in the dishwasher, I recommend not putting these in the dishwasher. But if you don't have dishwasher safe Mod Podge, that's okay. You can use the regular Mod Podge for your last coat as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this last coat on and seal our glass. And you want to be careful, since we took the tape off last time. These foam brushes are perfect because they have that flat tip, that flat edge. You can go all the way up to the edge of your glitter, and you shouldn't have a problem not getting it above that glitter line. So that's why I like to use these foam brushes. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting all of the last coat of Mod Podge on. Okay, so we've got our last coat of Mod Podge on. We are almost done with our glass. We're gonna let this dry again, another 30 minutes to an hour, and then we'll be able to put our words that are going on the top portion of the glass. Okay, we have let both our coats of Mod Podge and glitter dry, and now we've got the thankful on the inside of our glass, and it's covered by the outside, the glitter on the outside, so it is ready to go. And when you touch it, you don't have glitter on your hands. So that's the beauty of putting that Mod Podge on for that last coat. So now we're gonna put the words on the top. And again, like we did last time, we're gonna go ahead and put slits in our transfer tape because we want to be able to have some give with this design. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut in between these words right here. so that they actually move quite a bit when we go to put them on, because on the top, it's even more curved on the bottom than on the bottom. So it just gets a little bit challenging to get that design straight. So I've got all of our slits in there. Now we're gonna take the back off of our transfer paper. And I got a little piece of the transfer or the backing still on here. Let me get that part off. Okay, so that's off. I've got my little cup holder here. I used a dry erase board and a pool noodle that I actually cut in half and just glued on here. This helps hold my glass in place while I'm working with it. These are from the Dollar Tree, so a very inexpensive cup holder that I use. Now what we're gonna do is we start in the middle. So I'm gonna hold down the middle and then I'll move the sides so that they can be straight with the other words. There we go. Let's get this part down and the middle part. Okay, and when we've got it all in place, then you can start to press your words down, and we'll use our scraper tool. And then you can go ahead and take off your transfer tape. Sometimes it takes a little extra time to get the transferred paper off of this because we did use the slits and it doesn't come off in one large piece. Oh my goodness, here we go. Finally. So that's how we do a peekaboo wine glass. We've got food, wine, and family time on the top and thankful hidden on the inside. And I think that just sums up the whole Thanksgiving spirit. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've had such a great time sharing one of my favorite projects with you. If you decide to make one, please tag me on social media at The Crafty Brick because I would love to see it. I like seeing your creations. Thanks again for watching. See you soon. Stay crafty, my friend.